You know what, boys? I actually love coming on camera now because, like, I don't know if any of you noticed, but like, if you look back on like my really old videos, like the videos I used to make like at the start of my channel, I would literally be like, you could tell by the way I was talking and literally by my demeanor that I was kind of focusing on like, well, back then I was focusing on like the numbers and stuff during like when I was recording videos, and I wasn't enjoying the process. I wasn't focusing on the process of like YouTube, you know, growing it and stuff like that. You know, growing my brand. It was literally just, I was going on YouTube and I was like thinking, right, what kind of things can I talk about that are going to kind of get people's attention and stuff like that. And it was very, I don't know, I was very, very business minded then in terms of YouTube and stuff, which, you know, yeah, you kind of have to be, but in a sense, I wasn't being very kind of true to myself, and I wasn't actually doing it because I wanted to help people back then. You could tell by the way I was talking, bro. It was like I was trying to force my words out, and I was kind of almost, you know, stuttering a lot, and I didn't really know what I was talking about, kind of thing. Whereas now it's so much different. Like now I come on the camera and I'm genuinely authentic to myself. This is my raw self. This is who I am. I come on the camera and I do it because I want to help you a lot. I've got lessons that I want to teach. I've been through things that I believe I can help you boys with. That's the reason I come on the camera now. Not because, you know, I'm focusing on like the money or, you know, the subscribers or the views or whatever. If 2 people watch this video, bro, and it helps 2 people, I'm happy with that. Simple as that, bro. That's the way it should be. You should always be enjoying and focusing on the process of whatever you're doing. That's the way, you know, that's how it becomes a purpose. And once something becomes a purpose, it's actually an enjoyable process. You know, it's simple, you know, it's the same with the gym. Like if you go to the gym and like, you know, you're focusing only on like the muscle gains, you're thinking like, right, oh, come on, I've got to make sure that I get these muscle gains, all right? And you're fixated on the way you want to look, but you're not actually, you know, where you should be fixated on the process, because that's what's going to get you the muscle gains, okay? You sitting there dwelling on like the fact that you haven't got, like, you don't think you've made any progress in the gym isn't going to help you, bro. Whereas if you sit there and focus, you know, you dwell and focus on the process and the things that you maybe could be doing better, then that process of you being in the gym, lifting the weights better, more quality, is going to help you get more results, okay? Who the fuck? Oh, sorry. I thought I saw someone in my window, but that was scary as shit. But yeah, it's just when you really find that, when you find that purpose in yourself and you're actually doing something for a good reason, and you're doing it because, you know, you want to do it and it's something you're passionate about, rather than you're doing it for the external results, that's when something becomes so much more enjoyable. So remember that, boys, whatever you do. Now today I'm going to talk about, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into dating, okay? Because I remembered a scenario like a few months ago where I had, well, there's been a few times this happened where I've had like friends or people that I know or people that have messaged me and they've been like, you know, oh, my girl did this to me, or I got left on red, or I got ghosted by this girl or something, or, you know, this girl was disrespectful to me. And I remember thinking like, I could resonate a lot with that, because I've been that person in the past where, you know, I've been in some kind of situation with a girl. Maybe it's not even that serious, but they still treat me with a level of disrespect, and there's a reason for that. And simply the reason that these girls disrespect you in this way, or they feel the need they can ghost you, or they feel the need that, like, you know, they feel that they can lie to you, or they feel that they can say these things to you and get away with it, is simply because you're not shutting that shit down and you're not respecting yourself as a man. That is genuinely what it is. If you don't respect yourself as a man, then these women aren't going to be able to respect you. You know, so that could be, and that could come from many, many different reasons, okay? There are many ways that, I swear I'm hearing shit, bro. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, there are many, many reasons why a woman wouldn't respect you, or that, you know, she'd feel like she can do these things to you, like disrespect you or lie to you and get away with it. One of them being that, you know, you don't look after yourself. If you don't look after yourself as a man, in terms of like your health and your finances and just yourself generally, you know, in terms of your own self-improvement, if you're not looking after yourself, she's not going to respect you, because if you don't look after yourself, it shows that you don't respect yourself, okay? You know, you don't go to the gym, you kind of just sit around playing video games. Not only is that portraying a very low quality, you know, version of you that she believes she can go and get better than, but it just, again, shows you don't really have any respect. You don't really take responsibility for yourself. It's not a very masculine trait for you to be sitting around playing video games and not doing anything, you know, not looking after your health, not going to the gym, not eating well. She doesn't want that. She wants a guy that can actually, because if she knows if a guy can look after herself, he can look after her. If a guy can look after himself, he can look after her. Because again, it's all kind of down to male competence. In terms of a long-term relationship anyway, or even some form of situationship at times, a woman wants to make sure that you're competent in all areas of life. And the way that she can trust that you are, she needs to be able to trust that you can solve any problem and take care of her and be competent in areas of life. In order for her to know that, She needs to see it from you. And she's not going to know that and see that from you if you're sat around playing video games and not doing anything with yourself, okay? Not doing anything with your life. Because it shows that you're focusing more on like the instant gratification type things, like enjoying yourself. You're not focused on the big masculine tasks like, you know, getting your work done, going to the gym, achieving a good body, being healthy, okay? If you're not doing those things, which should just be like, they literally should just be baseline things for you. That should be, you know, the minimum that you do in your day. You should do that without even thinking about it, all right? As young men, we should be doing those things, keeping on top of those things, improving ourselves physically, okay? Looking after ourselves. Again, I've told you before, you want to be well-rounded. So make sure you're looking after your health. Make sure you're taking responsibility for things. Make sure you're not fucking sitting around playing video games all day. Make sure you're not going out drinking every weekend. Like, you've got things to do. You've got shit to do. I understand maybe you're you know, if you're watching this, you're probably a young man and you've got things that you want to do, like go out, drinking with your friends. 100% go, bro. Go and do that. Go and do those things. But make sure you've earned those things first. Make sure you've got everything that you need to do done first. So then your woman, when you're in a situation with a woman, whatever it is, whatever situation that may be, she can trust knowing that you've got everything done and you're competent at life because you do things that show that, okay? You go to the gym, you look after yourself, you do your work, you get everything done before you go and enjoy yourself, okay? Work hard, play hard, bro. Simple as that. So that's one way she's going to be able to respect you, okay? Is that if you respect yourself through looking after yourself, getting everything done, having those masculine traits, okay? And if you don't portray those things, she's not going to respect you. She's going to feel that she can go and get better, and therefore she's going to leave you on red. She's going to, she's going to ghost you. She's going to leave you if you're in a relationship. That's just simple. That's just simple. That's the way it is, all right? The only way a woman in that situation will stay with you is if she wants to keep kind of obtaining your attention, okay? You're kind of giving it out willy-nilly, okay? And that's another thing. If you're giving out your attention without receiving anything back, that is the definition of a simp, okay? Because your value as a man lies with your attention, okay? So if you're giving out your attention without receiving anything in return, okay, there's not an equitable exchange there between your attention and the value that she can give to you, then it makes you basically the definition of what a simp is, okay? Because it just shows that basically she knows she can get the value from you without her kind of doing anything in return, and therefore she's not going to respect you because it shows that you have no kind of backbone as a man. If you've got a backbone as a man and you've got, you have boundaries, you've got not rules, but expectations from a woman. You as a man want to live the happiest life that you possibly can be. The only way you're going to do that is if you've got boundaries for your woman, you've got expectations of her. And if she knows that you don't expect anything from her, she doesn't have to actually do anything to earn your attention or earn your value or earn your, earn what you can give to her, she's not going to respect you at all. She's going to be like, oh, well, there's nothing to achieve there because, at the end of the day, despite the fact that long-term relationships shouldn't be about game playing, girls still love that element of chase. They love that element of having to achieve things from you. They love that excitement. They have both sides to you. They want you to be this competent, gentleman. You should always be that. But they also want this exciting side of you, this guy that kind of doesn't take any bullshit, doesn't take her shit. He doesn't, because she does these shit tests on purpose, bro. They're all on purpose. Whenever she's doing these things, like testing you or chatting back to you or whatever, that she's testing you as a man. She's literally testing your ability to be in a relationship and your ability to handle her. And if she, if she does these tests to you, if she says these things or she does whatever to try and test these qualities in you that you can handle her as a woman, okay, and you fail these tests, all right, she's gonna know that you're not very competent as a man in terms of relationships, okay? She knows you're not competent with women, so she's gonna lose respect for you instantly, just like that. And then she's off, trust me. Because at the end of the day, bro, if you can't pass these tests of her, she's giving you attitude and she's talking back to you, she's doing something that you find a little bit disrespectful, and you're taking it and you're not doing anything about it. You're not telling her, you're not setting these boundaries, you're not setting these boundaries, sorry. You're not saying, look, I didn't like that, I don't want you to do it again. If you don't do it again, then I'm out, okay? She doesn't want to feel like she can never ever lose you, because at the end of the day, that excitement side of her is going to just be stripped away, okay? You need to be a little bit, I guess, cutthroat with it at times, as bad as that kind of sounds. Now, I'm not trying to make this come across as toxic or really red-pilled or anything, like, oh yeah, you should make sure you do this with a woman and be this way with a woman. You should always operate like a gentleman. You should always be the best person that you can be for her. But the point I'm trying to make is that neither of you are going to be happy if you don't pass these tests that she gives you, or you don't set these boundaries, or you don't if you are accepting these things from her that you don't like, how are you going to be happy, okay? And if you're not going to be happy, then she's therefore not going to be happy. And all that's going to happen is that if you're not happy, okay, but you're still accepting these things like, you know, her back chatting and doing the things that you don't want, she's going to know that she can do those things and get away with it. And she's also going to start seeking attention elsewhere. She's going to start wanting to achieve things elsewhere. So you've got to make sure you set these boundaries, okay? Make sure that if there's something that you don't like, you say that to her. You say, look, if you do this, then fine. That's fine. You can go and do that, but I'm not going to be here, okay? That way, she can respect you as a man and to be in a relationship with. She can trust that you have boundaries for yourself. She can trust that you respect yourself. All these things are about trust and about your competence as a male, okay, in all different aspects. That's the way she's going to be able to truly trust you, okay? When she gives these shit tests and you pass them and you say, and you know, you deal with them correctly, she then knows in her head, like, right, okay, he knows what he's doing. He's competent as a man. He respects himself. I know that I shouldn't disrespect him anymore, otherwise there's going to be a consequence. So she can respect you, and she's going to be happier as a result, okay? She's not going to be happy in a relationship where she feels that she can do whatever she wants and get away with it, because that's going to be a little bit boring for her. And she's almost going to be upset by that, because she wants her man to be someone who's a little bit, not controlling, but someone who can take control at times. Someone who can put his foot down. Now, I know this potentially might seem common sense to you, but there's so many guys that I get messaging me being like, oh yeah, bro, like, she ghosted me, like, why did she ghost me? Like, she did this, she was the one that was being a bitch and stuff. And I was like, well, yeah, she was being a bitch and you were letting her be a bitch. It's as simple as that. That's why she's ghosted you, bro. That's why she's left. That's why she's removed herself from the situation, because she can't trust your competence as a man. She can't trust that you respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, she's not going to respect you. It's as simple as that, bro. It's not very difficult to understand once you understand it, but a lot of men don't. And I didn't, bro. I was exactly the same. I was taking disrespect from girls left, right, and center. And you've learned, you learn as you do it. Again, the more you do it, the better you become at it. The more experience you gain, the more you learn. This is why I say go and do these things, okay, bro? But yeah, the more experience you get, the more you'll realize that you can't take this shit from women anymore. And it's not, and you just grow as a man, because you get so many people that just like take disrespect. They take being back chatted. If their girl talks to them with disrespect, they're just like, oh, fine, whatever. And they don't set any kind of rules on that. They don't set any boundaries in terms of that. They don't let them know that that's not okay. Therefore, their girl knows they can do that and get away with it, so she'll keep doing it, and she'll lose respect for you over time, okay? It may not be instant. Maybe it'll take a little bit of time for her to lose respect for you, okay? But then if she goes up to another guy, and this, if she is interacting with another guy, and this other guy is not taking her bullshit, and he's not accepting these things from her, he passes these shit tests, she's going to prefer that person just purely because she can respect him more and she can trust his competence as a man, all right? So I hope you understand that. I hope that you should not. So effectively, to recap, do not give your attention out, which is your value as a man. Your value lies with your attention. Do not give your attention out if you're not receiving anything back in return, okay? If it's not an equitable exchange. That's how a relationship should be. And not even a relationship. If you go into a nightclub and you're giving a girl your attention and she's not giving you anything in return, then you remove yourself from that situation, okay? It kind of works both ways. But especially in a relationship, you need to make sure that is crucial, because at the end of the day, bro, it's about you both being happy, and you're not both going to be happy if she is doing things or she is not giving you anything in return for your attention, your value, okay? And if she's also doing things that you don't like and you're not setting these boundaries, she's therefore going to keep doing them. You're not going to be happy as a result, and if you're not happy, she's not going to be happy. Either that, or you're not going to be happy and she's going to go seeking male attention elsewhere because she knows she can get it easily from you. Does that make sense? Fucking hell. Fucking battery sign. So yeah, do not give your attention out too easily and set your boundaries, okay? That is the way she's going to respect you, okay? Obviously, look after yourself. Make sure you're on your purpose, your mission. Make sure that she's not the only thing that you've got focused on in your life, okay? If you're constantly hitting her up all the time, again, not only are you giving your attention out easily without her having to achieve it, but also it just shows that you don't have any purpose as a man. You're not on any missions. You've not got that masculine trait of having things to do. If you're constantly there, if you've always got time for her, she knows you ain't doing shit. So that's just not exciting, is it? She needs to almost be. You need to almost keep that level of mysteriousness when you're in a relationship. Okay, at all times. That's basically the reason that most relationships die down, and why most guys end up getting cheated on or whatever, is because they have this gentleman side to them, this perfect side, this kind of like maybe he looks after her really well, But she doesn't get excited by him in that sense, because he doesn't do things that are exciting. He doesn't really have his own life. His whole life revolves around her. He knows that if she leaves him, he's kind of got nothing in his life going for him. All right, that's not exciting. She wants an exciting guy who's not always hitting her up. He's always. I know this might sound like, oh yeah, you're telling me to like play games with a girl, but it's not. It's simply because it's simply you should be this guy. You should just be this type of person. I'm encouraging you to improve yourself to a point where you are this guy who can do this. Okay, be competent in this area. That's what I'm doing. I'm not telling you to purposefully ignore your girl. Like, it's not that. If you've got your phone on you and your girl texts you, bro, message her back. Okay, don't be a knobhead. Don't be a prick. Don't be an arsehole. Always operate with respect for women all the time. Okay, don't talk to them aggressively. You know, I've made that mistake myself sometimes, and I'm not proud of that at all. We need to, you know, but again, we're always learning as men. We're always adapting. Okay. So yeah, but the point is, you should be doing things in the day. You should have things to do. You should be this busy guy who's got shit to do, and therefore you are that guy who is exciting to her. You're not pretending to be this guy who's exciting to her. You are that. You just are that guy. Okay. So it's going to come across more authentic. The more authentic you are, the more attractive you're going to be. You see how it all ties in. Okay. And it's not even that difficult, bro. What I'm telling you isn't that difficult. I'm just explaining it in a more complex way because, you know, I need to break it down a little bit to simplify it almost. Because a lot of men don't understand this, and a lot of young men especially don't understand this when they first start getting into relationships and they first start getting into situations with girls. And I know this because I've been that guy. Okay, I've been that. I've been there, and I've learnt my lessons, and I've been through the experience, and now I know what I'm doing. Okay, I know exactly how it all works, and I know the type of man that I need to become. Okay. When you learn these lessons, when you learn these harsh lessons, it's only a good thing, because it just means then you can adapt. You can improve yourself as a man, okay? Don't pretend to be another person. You actively improve yourself as a man. You reflect, you analyze, you learn, and you grow. And then next time, you're a different man. You're a grown and changed man. So you're more competent in that area next time, okay? Keep adapting, keep learning, okay? It's all very simple stuff. Have respect for yourself, bro. Always set boundaries. Always be willing to walk away from the situation if needed. Do not give your attention out without anything in return. Make sure it's equitable. She will have respect for you. You'll have respect for yourself. You will both be happier as a result. All right, bro? I hope that was helpful for you, bro. The weather's pretty shit today. It's freezing out here. But, yeah. Stay active, boys. And I'll see you in a bit.